Hi everyone, we were studying CBSE class 11th biology first chapter The Living World. पिछले दो वीडियो में हम लिविंग वर्ल्ड एंड डाइवर्सिटी इन द लिविंग वर्ल्ड पर डिस्कस की और आज हम पढ़ने वाले हैं टैक्सोनॉमी. सो लेट्स स्टार्ट. सबसे पहले हमें टैक्सोनॉमी वर्ड का मीनिंग जानना होगा. द टर्म टैक्सोनॉमी इज डिराइव्ड फ्रॉम ग्रीक टैक्सिस, जिसका मीनिंग है अरेंजमेंट, एंड नोमोस मीन्स लॉ, यानी कि द स्पेसिफिक प्रोसेस और लॉ ऑफ अरेंजिंग थिंग्स इनटू ग्रुप. We put living organisms under some specific group, and the method of arranging all living organisms in this way is called taxonomy. Why do we divide into different groups? There are many species in our world. So that we can study them better, we divide living organisms into different groups or categories. I said in the previous video that this process of classification is called taxonomy. But NCERT has written one more thing before this line, that is, all living organisms can be classified into different taxa. यहाँ taxa का क्या मतलब है? Taxa means category or groups. For example, dog. What do I mean by dog? To all the dogs in our world, if I ask you to think of a dog, you will surely not think of a cat. Obviously, each one of us will say dogs, right? That means dog is a group or category. और हम सभी category या group को क्या कहते हैं? Taxa. Taxa is the plural form of a taxon, okay? All groups together are called taxa. An individual group is called taxon. That means dog is a taxon. Now tell me whether dog is an animal or a plant or a microorganism. Dog is an animal. और अगर मैं तुमसे कहूँ कि एक जानवर के बारे में सोचो, श्योरली तुम किसी पेड़ के बारे में नहीं सोच रहे होंगे, बिकॉज वी ऑल नो दैट प्लांट्स एंड एनिमल्स आर टू डिफरेंट ग्रुप्स ऑफ लिविंग ऑर्गेनिजम्स. दैट मीन्स एनिमल एंड प्लांट्स आर ऑल्सो कॉल्ड टैक्सा. इसी प्रकार एनिमल्स के अंतर्गत सभी टाइप के स्पीशीज़ को, जैसे कि डॉग, काउ, बर्ड्स, ह्यूमन, सभी को क्या कहा जाएगा? टैक्सा. जब हम सिर्फ एनिमल कहेंगे तो टैक्सॉन होगा, और एनिमल, प्लांट्स, डॉग, कैट टुगेदर आर कॉल्ड टैक्सा. ओके, उम्मीद है कि आप समझ गए. कुछ देर पहले मैंने कहा था कि टैक्सोनॉमी का मीनिंग है किसी चीज़ को कैटेगराइज करना. अब ये प्रोसेस इतनी आसान नहीं है. देयर आर सेवरल स्टेप्स इन दिस प्रोसेस. Only by following them we can place an organism into a group. The steps are characterization, identification, classification, nomenclature. सबसे पहले हम organisms की characteristics देखेंगे. फिर हम आइडेंटिफाई करेंगे कि उस organism को किस ग्रुप में रखा जा सकता है. That is called classification. Now I am going to say another new word. That is systematics. The process of classifying organisms into different groups based on their characteristics or uses is called taxonomy, and it is also known as systematics. मतलब कि taxonomy या systematics एक ही बात है. Well, what would you say if I asked you to introduce yourself? Then first you will say your name, then you will mention your school, class, section, parents' name, and finally you will say which family you belong to. Like, मैं इस खानदान की बेटी हूँ. Now let's arrange it a little bit. Put section first, then class, then school. अगर तुमको मेरे इस एग्जाम्पल समझ में आ गई तो टैक्सोनॉमी तुम्हें तुरंत समझ में आ जाएगी. Every organism introduces itself in the same way that you mention your name, section, class, school, parents' name, family while introducing yourself. Now think of an organism such as tiger. Now see how tiger introduces itself. As we say our name, section, class, school, parents' name, family. Similarly, tiger would say species, genus, family, order, class, phylum, and kingdom. These are 7 different categories at different levels. These are called systematic position of an organism. For example, in your class, a student is in first position, a student is in second position, someone is in fifth position, and someone is in 10th position. Similarly, the position in which an organism belongs among all the organisms in our world is called taxonomic position. The steps used to determine the taxonomic position of organisms are called taxonomic units. जैसे कि species एक taxonomic unit है, जीनस, क्लास, फैमिली, ये सभी एक एक टैक्सोनॉमिक यूनिट है और हम इसको टैक्सा भी बोल सकते हैं. अब देखो, हमारे सरनेम उनके स्पीसीज को रिप्रेजेंट करेगा और हमारे नेम उनके जीनस को रिप्रेजेंट करेगा. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अपनी एक दोस्त के बारे में सोचो जिसकी नाम है मान लो खुशी गुप्ता. हर नेम इज़ खुशी एंड सरनेम इज़ गुप्ता. वैसे ही टाइगर्स नेम इज़ पैंथेरा टाइग्रिस. मतलब मान लो कि its nickname is tiger and official name is Panthera tigris. Now, how these names are written? There are some rules for writing these names. I will discuss at the end of the video. First, understand this. We were talking about species and genus, okay? Let's talk about species first. Look, the easiest way to remember species is to remember reproductive isolation. अब reproductive isolation का मतलब है organism that breed among themselves to produce new organisms. What is breeding? A type of sexual reproduction where two parent cell produce an offspring or daughter cell. That means all the organisms that reproduce among themselves and create new organisms like them, they are all same species. And if two organisms have the same number of chromosome, only then they can reproduce. You can't breed a dog and a cat because they have different chromosome numbers. That's why they are different species. So another way to understand that all organisms that have same number of chromosome वे सभी एक ही प्रजाति या species के हैं. ठीक है? For example, the species of tiger is tigris, which means that even though all the tigers of the world are born in different places, they belong to the same species called tigris. Okay? Now, genus. कई similar species से बनी group को genus कहा जाता है. For example, there may be 2 or 3 Khushi in your class. Now, when your teacher tells you to call Khushi, you might say, which Khushi ma'am? Gupta Singh, है ना? ऐसे ही बोलोगे ना? यानी कि surname refers to the very specific person. Similarly, genus may be same for many organisms, but species will be different for all. It means that we put all the species that have many similar or common characters in the same genus. For example, lion, leopard, tiger. These 3 animals have many common characters. So, they all have the same genus Panthera. जब मैं पैंथेरा लियो कहूँगी तो मेरा मतलब है लायन. जब मैं पैंथेरा पार्डस कहूँगी तो मेरा मतलब है लेपर्ड. और जब मैं पैंथेरा टाइग्रिस कहूँगी तो मेरा मतलब है टाइगर. उम्मीद है कि आप समझ गए. नाउ द नेक्स्ट कैटेगरी इज फैमिली. कई सिमिलर जीनस से बने कैटेगरी को फैमिली कहा जाता है. लाइक जीनस पैंथेरा एंड जीनस ऑफ कैट फेलिस. These 2 genus have some common characteristics. So they belongs to the same family Felidae. There is an easy trick to remember family. For example, in case of animals, genus जो है उसके बाद सिर्फ IDAE suffix लगा दो. For example, Felidae जो है cat and Panthera genus के family. Genus of dog is Canis and इसका family होगा Canidae. एंड इन केस ऑफ प्लांट्स जीनस के बाद CEAE ऐड कर लो तो हो जाएगा फैमिली. फॉर एग्जाम्पल जीनस सोलानम के फैमिली है सोलानेसेई, और कुछ कॉमन कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स के वजह से जीनस पिटूनिया एंड जीनस डाटूरा are placed in the same family Solanaceae. Our next category is order. कई सिमिलर कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स के फैमिली से बने कैटेगरी को ऑर्डर कहा जाता है. When you look at the lower categories, you will see that the number of similar characteristics is much higher. And when you look at higher categories, you will see very few similar characteristics. Families that have some similar characteristics are placed into a higher group, and the group is named order. For example, family Felidae, which includes all families like cheetah, tiger, lion, and family Canidae, which includes dog, etc. All these animals have some same characteristics for which they are placed in the same order Carnivora. Okay, let's move to our next category. A class is formed from several related orders. Some orders that have some similar characters are placed into a class. For example, class Mammalia include all animals that have these features like presence of mammary gland, body hair, etc. अब किसी भी order के animal हो सकते हैं. Okay, now next category is phylum. A phylum is made up of several related classes. For example, all animals that have a notochord and a dorsal hollow nerve neural system are placed in phylum Chordata. In case of animal, we call this category as phylum, and in case of plant, we call this category as division. And our last and the most higher category is kingdom, like plant kingdom, animal kingdom. Plant kingdom includes all kinds of plants, and animal kingdom includes all animals. So kingdom is the largest category. So first of all, we read species, then genus is made up of several species. Then a family is made up of several genus with similar characteristics. Then order is made up of some family with similar characters. Class is made up of some order. Phylum or division is made up of several classes of similar characters. And finally the kingdom. आज का वीडियो और ज़्यादा कंटिन्यू नहीं रखूँगी, क्योंकि अगर आप एक दिन में इतना कुछ पढ़ेंगे तो आप उसे अपने दिमाग में नहीं रख पाएंगे. लेकिन अगले वीडियो में हम एक एक एग्जाम्पल लेकर सिस्टमेटिक पोजीशन का प्रैक्टिस करेंगे, ठीक है. एंड देयर आर फ्यू रूल्स फॉर राइटिंग साइंटिफिक नेम्स विच आई विल टेल इन अनदर 1 or 2 minute video. That's all for today. See you again in the next video. Please let me know if you have any problems regarding class. Bye.